Now it's time for video 3, Why Korea is Better Than America. Sexy people. Oh my goodness. So many attractive women and attractive men. 70% of women in this country have plastic surgery. Just, so many people have the Asian stature of just incredibly thin, incredibly good looking. And all the men in this country have to do the military training. And there's just good looking people. They dress really nice. Vast majority of women are looks like they're all going to job interviews, but really they're just going to the mall. One time I was hiking and I saw a girl hiking in heels. I thought that was a little extreme. But, some of my Korean friends have commented. They're like, "Corey, you look so casual." I'm like, well, yeah, that's what I wear in America. So they just have this high standard of beauty, almost unachievably high. In fact, that could be a reason why Korea is maybe worse. But anyway, sexy people everywhere. And so rare to see a morbidly obese person. You see them all the time in America and you're just like, oh my God, how did you let that happen to your body? But in Korea, there's so many sexy people. Next thing, very clear drug laws. I think it's a good thing in this country that even if you have 1 gram of marijuana, 1 ounce of cocaine, 1 drop of heroin, you will get totally screwed. You will go to jail for 30 years, and just don't mess around with any amount of drugs in this country. They will find you. I have heard stories about foreigners here who have their friends mail them marijuana, and they let it through, but then they watch you, and then they catch you when you're selling it and distributing it, and they just, you get sent to jail. And I heard Korean jail is a terrible, terrible place. They don't even give you shoes. You're in a 3x5 cell. You don't get a bed. It's just not a fun place. And I wish America was more clear about these drug laws. Like California, there's medicinal marijuana. If you have less than so much, then it's no crime against you. When I was doing a security guard job, I would find college students with marijuana on them. I'd call the police, which is what I was supposed to do, and then the police would come there and be like, it's no big deal. I'm like, well, what the hell? What are laws for? I personally want marijuana to be legal, but I'm at least glad that here the laws are very defined. Next point, economy stuff. So easy to build new buildings and to make new businesses here in South Korea. When I first got here, my apartment building, there's shops on the first floor. Since the 1 year of living here, all those shops that were originally here have closed and now have been remodeled and changed, and new shops are now open. I've seen a skyscraper come up from 0 floors to 30 floors. Maybe not 30, maybe more like 10. But things are being built here. You should look at the Korean economic graph over the last 50 years. In 1950, this country was ranked 280 in the world out of all the country's economies. Or not 1950, 1954. And so basically this was one of the worst countries in the world 50 years ago. Now it has the 13th best economy in the world. So it's just shocking how much growth there is here. And from what my understanding is, it's just there's very little government oversight. If you have a business idea, you just do it. If you have land, you want to build a really big building, do it. There's no commercial zoning laws like there is in America. You'll be in a bus or in the train, you look outside to see farmland, 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 30-story buildings. Farmland, 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 30-story buildings. It's crazy. And I wish America was more accepting of, big construction and quick changes. I don't think I've seen very many businesses change at all in San Diego. But I've seen businesses change in South Korea all the time. A business closes, the next day they've got people in there building a new one. It's fantastic, and I wish America did the same thing. Next one, sidewalk stores. In South Korea, you'll be walking along to work, and there'll be a farmer with, her farming stuff there, trying to sell it to you right there on the sidewalk. She's got all her food laid out on a blanket, and yeah, I think it's totally cool. Also, just in the subways, there's little stands where they have clothes, and the ladies there trying to sell them, and it's great. I think it's capitalism at its best. But in America, though, some police would see this farmer selling food on the sidewalk and say, "Hey, this isn't FDA-approved food. Hey, this is unsanitary. You can't sell here." And like all these people selling clothes, U.S. police would be like, "Hey, where's your business license? Are you being taxed properly on your business adventure here?" So it's South Korea just seems to have so much more business-friendly mindset. Yeah, I think America would really benefit if people could just open up a stall in a busy intersection and just sell things. I think that's capitalism at its finest. And the last point, street food. Going off of this, there's special street food carts, all over, and they are so delicious. I think it's just a great way to get some food quickly. It's always really cheap. Yeah, these street food carts, there's so many of them. They're usually open well past midnight. It's a good place to just kind of walk outside, grab a snack. Good stuff. There's my favorite ones are these fried green peppers. Oh, delicious. Tteokbokki is also a classic. But, yeah, more good reasons why Korea is better than America.